Okay, first outing this year. It's January 7th and it's clear skies and there's going to be a full moon. So I'm going to jump in the car, go to Perth, a nice wee viewpoint looking over Perth city, and hopefully capture the moonrise. But let's just hope the clouds don't get in the way because it's kind of like fast moving low clouds. So it's mostly clear though, so let's give it a go. So absolutely typical, that's me, arrived at the location and pretty much on the way from Scone it was nice and clear to here it's been raining and now it's like full covered in cloud. Literally I've been after this shot for so long and it just keeps getting postponed due to the clouds, so typical. Thankfully there's actually a wee gap in the clouds and I might be able to get this shot, but I'm really tight for time. It's going to rise in the next few minutes. So thankfully, as you can see, it is pretty cloudy, but there is a wee gap on the horizon, so I'm going to get all set up and pretty much capture this time lapse because I think I will finally get the shot that I've been after. You can just see the kind of belt of Venus sort of colours in the distance. So that's the time lapse all set up, ready to go. All I need to do is press the button. So 3, 2, 1, and there we go. Now we just get the pictures. Finally it paid off, the moon has risen behind me and finally I've got some pictures. The first time lapse didn't really work because the moon was just a wee bit out of frame, but I took another wee time lapse and I think I've got some really good pictures. So I'll put a tiny wee time lapse up, it's probably only going to be a second or two long, and then I'll put up the main good picture. So thankfully all went really well. Getting that moonrise was so hard because as you can see behind me the whole sky is now cloud, so it was literally just a really thin area of the sky that I could see the moon through. So whew. Okay, so it's going to be a very busy night tonight. I'm going to plan to capture this comet that's been in the news lately, so I've got all big lenses and sky trackers to try and capture this thing to see if I can get any worthwhile shots. There's also an international space station, there's also a thin moon with Jupiter and Saturn and Venus which I'll try and capture. And yeah, just because we've got a wee bit of clear skies, there's not much clear skies forecast, so I need to get this picture of the comet pretty soon before the big moon flushes out the sky. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty rush night. It's about 5 o'clock tonight, darkness is in about an hour, so I'm going to head to the castle and get set up. Alright, so I'm at location now at Balvaird Castle in Fife, been here before, and it's just going to be a nice area because there's a nice view looking southeast, southwest for the sunset and the planets and the moon, and it's kind of dark as well. Got a nice north view for the comet and I might get some Orion shots as well. So just have to wait for darkness now, and I can't really photograph the conjunction because as you can see behind me it's kind of cloudy, so it should clear. I might get the ISS in about half an hour. I just have to hope that these skies clear. So the skies have cleared just a wee bit. The International Space Station's just about to go over in, what's the time? 2 minutes. I'm doing a test exposure just now just to make sure the settings are alright. I've got the sky tracker out just so I can get a full arc of the International Space Station. If you just do short exposures it just has little lines, so getting a sky tracker out makes you get the huge big arc. My intervalometer actually survived Iceland. If you don't know, I drowned it in the sea. If you've not seen that video, check out the Iceland video, the vlog. But yeah, it's actually worked. I've kind of just dried it out thoroughly and it's still working. So go make sure this setting's alright, and the International Space Station is over any second. Right, so bit of a rush. I mucked up the settings. I have to just quickly guess a setting now, and hopefully that works for the ISS. So I'm just going to start shooting now and literally just hope for the best. No idea if this is going to work or not. The first exposure was really overexposed, so it was ISO 600, and I did it for 2 minutes 15 seconds at f1.8. Thinking now, that was really stupid, that was well overexposed. So now I've put it down to f3.5 ISO 400 at 2 minutes 15 seconds. Oh, and there's the ISS, you can just see it. This is a total guesswork if this works. We've got a thin crescent moon, Jupiter and the ISS just going through the frame now. So please this works, because that in the sky and a castle in the foreground. I have no idea, no idea. I saw it a wee bit, it was quite faint. I think the moon's washing it out a wee bit. I don't know. I'll spin you around and you'll be able to see the north. Look at that, the comet. The comet today is somewhere, so I looked, it's above the plough's handle, so it's somewhere around about here. So I'll try and capture that very soon. Just doing the foreground now, so with the star tracker off. Yep, star tracker off, and yeah, I might switch around to the north of the castle and get a picture of Orion, because it's the clear patch just now. The north has gone back to cloud, so I'll focus that way until that way is clear. Yeah, might have mucked up that shot, but I'll put the result up. And here's the image, which is okay, but it wasn't as what I was picturing in my head. The ISS is a wee bit too faint. I just didn't get the right settings because I was a wee bit rushed. I was also filming videos for the BBC that you'll probably see in social media. The clouds make it a really good effect, but I just wanted that ISS to be a wee bit brighter. But it was just my fault for just rushing a bit too quickly and didn't get the settings quite right, but still a lovely image. Now I'm focusing, now I'm shooting Orion before, as you can see, the clouds are coming in very quickly. So it's just a big rush tonight. Star tracker's on, point to the north. Take 2 minutes and hopefully hope for the best. Bloody hell. Unfortunately, I didn't come away with a worthy shot of Orion. The clouds just came too quickly and you could hardly see the constellation of Orion. So unfortunately this was a fail, but thankfully the comet turned out perfect. So now my focus is entirely on this comet, just waiting for clouds to go away because it's just constant cloud clear, and the time you get focused and sharp again, the cloud comes over. So I'm literally just waiting now. Got my 50mm on, the Ioptron. I've got a cheap Canon 75 to 300mm. I might stick that on as well to get even closer in, but hopefully I kind of like the wide field shots of space stuff. So I'm literally just waiting for the clouds to bugger off. Yes, I can see it. It's just a tiny little green blob. So I finally captured it. I can actually see it with the 50mm. I'll probably get my better zoom lens on just now and try that. But yeah, finally capturing another wee comet on camera. Absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, definitely it's nowhere near naked eye visibility anytime soon. It's tiny. Okay, so this lens is still working alright. It's not as sharp as probably other lenses out there, obviously. It's still quite a bit blurry, but this zoomed in at 300mm gets that green of the comet. I finally captured this comet just in time because the clouds have just came in. So I'm just going to keep this rolling. This might be the last opportunity to kind of capture this comet because it's relatively dark. The moon's getting bigger, so that'll wash out most of the colours and the detail. And just the weather's been a nightmare. This is what it's been like for the past 2 weeks. It's just cloud, clear, cloud, clear. And here's the final image of the comet, which I'm really proud of. It's not going to win any deep sky awards. There's better deep sky photographers out there and they've got better equipment. My equipment's just not up to the mark just yet, but I'm looking to invest in that area very soon. But you can see the green nucleus of the comet with the lovely little tail. It's obviously much more vibrant and better equipment, but I'm very happy with this image and how it turned out. I also found a new software. It's a wee add-in to Photoshop called Star Spikes that adds obviously the spikes to the stars, makes deep sky pictures look really, really cool. So hopefully I get more good equipment in the near future, but I'm very, very happy with this image, and hopefully this comet becomes naked eye visible, and hopefully I can capture it in wide field landscape shots. At the end of January, we were treated to these awesome looking clouds, sometimes called unicorn clouds, sometimes called polar stratospheric clouds, but most commonly known as Nacreous clouds or Nacreous clouds. And they're pretty much they're like the noctisant clouds, but form really, really high over the polar regions, but really only visible through winter because they have to form at like under minus 78 degrees Celsius. So as you can see, beautiful colours, only had a phone on hand, but it was really good to capture and just something else to tick off the list. They were even more gorgeous with the naked eye. So unfortunately this month I didn't get too much content for Scotland, and that's pretty much because myself and my girlfriend jetted off to Iceland for a week in the hopes to capture the Northern Lights. We thankfully had clear skies pretty much the whole trip. It was pretty cold, but it was, I would rather take that for clear skies. Here's some of the highlights and the footage of the trip. I've uploaded a separate video with all the footage on it, so go check that out. I uploaded it a week ago and it's just some unreal footage. So it started in the south and it's just going to explode and it'll go overhead, it'll go over us. Look there! Look at that! Whoa, that's Oi! That is insane!
Oh my god!
We're talking over
Oh my god! It's beautiful! Look! That's just for my mind.
That's meant. This is not. This is insane. Wow. Whoa. Yeah, that's bright now. Oh, that's shimmering now. Whoa. There we go. That's amazing. So that has been my January, which has been absolutely fantastic. Obviously that Iceland trip pretty much ruled everything, but to capture that comet was really, really good. Probably capture the comet again in February, so we'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Cheers.